Hello, 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 and happy Monday, everyone. It is Monday on June 17th, 2024. Very excited to be here with you today. Before I dive in and introduce myself, let me make sure I'm streaming where I need to be streaming, and then I'll do the introduction and talk about what today is going to be all about. And just hang in there with me just for a moment. And bear with me as I rudely ignore you if you happen to be here with me right now. What's going on here? You gotta love X. You gotta love it. All right. Anyways, there's always one platform that there's always some challenges on. There we go. All right, so if you are watching from X, know that I am here, sending you some loving kisses. I do see that I do have somebody here with me. I'm not sure if you're with me on my Facebook page or YouTube, but if you're wherever you are, just hang in there for a moment. I will be there with you. If you happen to be watching from YouTube, from Facebook, that matter is, hang in there. Just checking in to make sure I'm streaming where I need to be streaming on all the major platforms, and I happen to be live on. Make sure I'm streaming where I need to be streaming. I always make that little error, forget to turn down the volume on the phone. If you are watching from YouTube, please go ahead and share this out. Let me know that you are there, and I will definitely connect with you as well. We're going to land on Facebook, in Facebook land. Come on. We can do it, all right? All right, so we are live on Facebook. Hello there, Marvin. How are you? Nice of you to be here. If you are here, say hi. Let me know that I can see your comments. I will be sharing this out as well. See if I can share. Send this to my groups. Let my tribe know that I am live. So I'm just sending this over. So whoever would like to know that I'm here can know that I'm here. Okay. So like I said, if you are here with me, say hello. Let me know that you are here. Just hollering some folks in. Today is going to be a hot topic based on all the energy that's going on currently. And I'm going to be introducing the title in just a moment. So just hang in there with me. All right. So I'm just going to leave it there. Whoever hops in will hop in. When you are here, say hi. So I'm going to introduce myself. Hello, 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 and welcome. Happy Monday night. Happy Moon Day. For those of you not aware, Mondays are ruled by the moon's energy, which is why I always greet you. Happy Moon Day. The moon currently is in Scorpio. We're going to talk about that in just a bit. Introduction. I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. I am the founder of Holistic Fitness and Why, located in Queens. I do work with women over 40, helping you to be strong, and reminding you, ladies, that weight are your friend. I am also the host of Joanne's Healing Within TV show that you can catch live the first Monday of the month, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Strong Island Television. And thereafter, if in fact you cannot catch it live, you can catch it live on a replay on all the major platforms, including my YouTube channel, Holistic Fitness and Why. In addition, I am your licensed and certified holistic personal trainer, Reiki master, medical astrologer, master of numerology, card creator, card reader. I have been in the health, fitness, and wellness industry for 40 plus years, and in the last 15 years, I have blended many healing modalities into my practice. What does this mean for you ladies? This means that you are getting a revolutionized health, fitness, and wellness prescription plan to help you become the strongest version of you, considering you're already the best version of you. All right, so there you have it. Today's title is Cancer Season with a Splash of Capricorn. And if you've been following me throughout the day, I've been posting on different platforms such as TikTok. I've been posting on Facebook and been sharing on my Instagram page as well. All this amazing energy that we do have going on right now. And as of today, early this morning, we've had 3 planets transiting out of certain signs and into certain signs. And those planets are the moon, which is now in Scorpio, transformational, shadow working, endings and new beginnings, watery Scorpio. That's where the moon is right now, at least for the next 2.5 days. Then we also have both Mercury, all about the experience and how you communicate that experience, and Venus, which is about love, beauty, money, relationships, and how you value all of that, has moved into Cancer, making this a very Cancerian energy as we speak about Cancer. And within a matter of less than 2 days from now, on the 20th or the 21st, wherever you are, actually it's the 21st, I think it is. No, the 20th, the sun will then be entering Cancer as well, which will then make it officially Cancer season. Having at that point of time, we will have the sun, Mercury, and Venus in Cancer at that point. By the time the sun enters Cancer, the moon will no longer be in Scorpio. So when we think about all this energy we do have going on in Cancer and the moon being in Scorpio, minusing the sun there just yet, keep in mind that we also have Neptune and Saturn. Neptune, a planet of spiritual evolution, spiritual growth, spirituality, so shall we say. And Saturn, the planet of discipline, responsibilities, foundation, boundaries, and karmic reset, are both in Pisces. So we do have a lot of energy sitting in water right now. And that can make this a very watery, emotional experience for many of us, because we all have water energy in our chart in one way or another. Whether you actually have the specific planet, the specific elements in your chart or not, you definitely have all the planets. And like I said, there are certain planets that are water related based on, like I just said, we have Neptune, that is the ruler of Pisces. So this is an emotional time that we get to feel in our feels during Cancer season. Now, in case you're not familiar what Cancer season is about, what you may experience during this, because this is not me telling you what you're going to experience. This is me giving you some insight to what you may experience. So when we talk about Cancer energy, Cancer season, Cancer is about the nurturer. Cancer is about being at home. And when I say being at home in your own body, being at home in any place that you are, whether it's work or your physical shelter, being with family, being connected with a blood family or adopted family. It's the mama bear within you. So this could be a time where you feel the need or desire to want to check in on people, especially people that you know that are going through some challenges right now. And aren't we all going through some sort of challenge? So that is Cancer season. So when you have Mercury and Venus sitting there, now Venus does love to be in Cancer. It's a homely environment for Venus, because Venus is all about love. It's all about beauty. It's all about our relationships and how we value that. So Venus is very comfortable in Cancer energy, similar to when Pisces set in Cancer, in Venus energy, very comfortable there. There are some zodiac signs that Venus is not so comfortable in. And when we think about Mercury is the experience that we're having when we're connecting with family, when we're connecting at home, that communication, that dialogue that very well may go on, or a lack of dialogue for that matter. However, in this particular case, there may be a lot of dialogue going on. Now, today specifically, on the 17th of June, there's a lot of aspects taking place that may be creating a little confusion when it comes to conversations. In fact, your words may not actually be coming out right, only because we are experiencing Mercury squaring Neptune. And what does that actually mean, Mercury squaring Neptune? Well, squares is a resistance. Squares is a challenge. And when we have Mercury, the experience and communication, and Neptune is the dreamer, the spiritual evolution, the spirituality. Conversations may not be so easy to be spitting out right now. However, what is easy with Mercury squaring Neptune is your creativity, your dream state, your imagination, your visions. That's what's popping right now. So today could have been or would have been a really great day for you to be in your creative flow due to the fact that we do have Mercury squaring Neptune at this particular time. And we may feel this energy for a little while in the course of this week, and eventually it will fade away. Then keep in mind that we do have a conjunction going on where, again, Mercury and Venus are sitting in Cancer energy. So that's a nice conjunction. They're working together to play together in reference to bringing more magic into the home. So now that we know a little bit about this energy, why did I title this Cancer season with a splash of Capricorn? Well, if you have not followed me in a little while, and maybe you're not following other astrologers at this moment of time, but I do want you to note that we have two full moons that are coming through. Now, every month we have a full moon and a new moon. That's a regular, that's a given. That's no surprise. It's nothing surprising about it. However, when we actually have two full moons in the same zodiac sign, that's a surprise within itself. And nevertheless, these two full moons in the same zodiac sign, the zodiac sign happens to be Capricorn. So when we think about that being the case, Capricorn is the opposition of Cancer. So we have Cancer, which is about home, it's about family, it's about nurturing and healing. Capricorn, on the other hand, is about work. It's about discipline. It's about focus. It's about hard work, for that matter. I like to use the word discipline work. So when you have those two together, it's like bringing that balance into play. So the magic of these two full moons and what's going on with these two full moons at this particular point in time, the first full moon is taking place on June 21st or 22nd, depending on where you live time-wise. It's at 1 degree. Now, I'm sorry, it's at 0 degrees. Let me retract that. It's at 1 degree. I was right the very first time. So when we talk about the 1 degree aspect, what does that actually mean for those of you who are new to that terminology, that language, 1 degree? Well, let's wrap it up in this way. When we talk about degrees, anything from 0 to about 5 degrees is what we call a reset. It's like a karmic reset, very similar to the conversations I keep talking about regarding karmic completions, a karmic reset. So that 1 degree Capricorn full moon is going to literally help us be in the process of resetting something. So again, that Capricorn energy is about the work that we're here to do. The discipline, the success, the fame, the accomplishments, the rewards, the achievements. It's being reset. Something is about to be released so you can have a reset, which is what full moons are all about. And like I said, that's taking place on June 21st or 22nd, depending on where you are in the world time-wise. And then on July 21st, 2024, which is literally 30 days later, we will have another full moon in Capricorn energy at 29 degrees. Now, what does that actually mean? So I'm going to give you a minute just to pause because I want to see if I can holler some more people in who might be interested in learning about this information. So I'm just going to take a second just to call some folks in, see who is around tonight. There we go. Hello there, Norma. Nice of you to be here. Let me know that you are here by saying hi. I see that you're watching. I want to see if I can see comments tonight too, so please go ahead and comment below so I know if you are here. So like I was saying, we have our second full moon. I can see your comments. Very good. So we have our second full moon in Capricorn on July 21st, 2024 at 29 degrees, which is another critical degree. 29 degrees means there's an ending coming in. So again, our first full moon at 1 degree on the 21st of June. And then the second full moon in Capricorn at 29 degrees. And this is a very unusual event occurring to have two full moons both in the same sign. Now, what's even more unusual about this energy of Cancer season, again, a splash of Capricorn, this will be the first time in 15 years where we're going to get to experience Cancer season without the influence of Pluto in Capricorn. Can you give me a minute just to digest that, and then I'm going to say it again and explain what I mean. So I'm going to say it again. This is the first time in 15 years where we are going to get to experience Cancer season without the Pluto influencing in Capricorn's energy. Because for the last 15 years, Pluto has set in Capricorn. This is the first time Pluto is not in Capricorn. By the time Pluto backspins into Capricorn, we will not be in Cancer season. So this is another phenomena energy that we are experiencing right now, right here, with this Cancer Capricorn energy. And another thing I want to bring into the table, into the mix, so you're aware, between those two full moons we're having, between June 21st and July 21st, sandwiched between that, we have the Saturn retrograde taking place. Now, Saturn happens to be the ruling planet for Capricorn and also Aquarius. And keep in mind that Pluto right now is in Aquarius in its retrograde. So what does this mean for all of us? What does this mean for all of us? It means something for every one of us because there's some magnificent energy coming through. When we think about these Capricorn full moons energy, it really is, especially the first degree one, it really is about releasing the need of self-analyzing or self-judgment and embracing the power of self-acceptance and understanding. Recognizing whatever journey you've been on, whatever lessons you have experienced up until now were part of your practice to get you to where you are going. So releasing self-analytical processes and releasing the self-judgment. Let that go, because when you can let that go, you allow yourself to give yourself permission to just accept what it is and understand that this was part of your journey. Without those experiences, you wouldn't have the wisdom, the patience, the grace, the compassion, and the ability to forgive without those experiences. So anytime we experience anything, doesn't matter what it is, it's helping us with something that we need to have in the journey we're moving into. So paying attention to this magnificent energy that we are experiencing, we are flowing through. Now, I was sitting and looking at my notes prior to coming online tonight, and I was trying to evaluate, analyze which of the signs we're going to feel this most. Is it going to be the cardinal signs? Would it be the fixed signs? Would it be the mutable signs? Now, maybe you're not familiar with that language, so let me explain. When we talk about the cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Where when you think about it, yes, our cardinal signs are going to really feel this because, again, we have our Cancer and Capricorn energy. And let's not forget that we do have Pluto that's in the retrograde in Aquarius at 1 degree. That 1 degree represents our Aries energy. And our Aries energy is also our North Node, and our South Node is our Libra energy. So yes, our cardinal signs are definitely feeling this big phenomena that's taking place. In addition to, when we talk about the full moon that we're experiencing right now in Scorpio energy, which is that water energy, and the fact that we do have Uranus and Mars sitting in Taurus. Uranus is the midlife crisis or the chaos that shows up, and Mars is the action that we're going to be taking, the slow action, because Taurus is slow and steady. So right off the bat, when we think about the fixed signs, we have our Taurus, we have our Leos, we have our Scorpios, and of course, let's not forget our Aquarians which is a real big highlighter right now because of that Pluto energy. Hello there, Anne. How are you, my love? Nice to see you here. So the fixed signs are feeling this. And we can't forget about our mutable signs. Our mutable signs are those signs that are really easy to adapt to different things. Fixed signs are sort of like stubborn. And then, of course, our cardinal signs, they're ready to go. They're ready to take action. Mutable signs can sort of bend and flex to whatever's going on. And our mutable signs are our Gemini signs. And let's not forget, even though for most of the energy we're sitting in right now, most of that the planets have left out of Gemini season except for Jupiter. That's going to be there for the remaining of 12 months. And then we have our Virgo energy where when we think about that Pluto retrograding Aquarius right now, which is literally sitting in the sixth house energy, which is associated with our Virgo. So it's a service that we are in. And then we have our Neptune and Saturn energy sitting in Pisces. So that's some big, big energies taking place. And when we talk about the Gemini Jupiter energy, Jupiter is the ruler to Sagittarius. So I like to say that theoretically it's safe to say we're all going to feel this energy that's coming in. I'm glad you're here as well, Anne. It's nice to see you. So with all that being said, there is a lot going on between today, June 17th, right through the end of Cancer season, which is July 20th. Lots going on. Yes, there is. Lots going on. And how you're going to experience this is really depending on where this energy sits. So as usual, I would like you to take a look at your natal chart and take a peek at the following placements. The primary placements right now would be Cancer, Capricorn, your 4th house, and your 10th house. Those are the placements that I would want you to look at for right now. And then to throw in the mix, of course, we're going to throw in Mercury and Venus because Mercury and Venus are sitting in Cancer right now. So those 6 placements is what I want you to pay attention to. And I'll repeat them again. So if you don't have your natal chart in front of you right now, just take a note and then go and look at your natal chart later to see what's going on in your chart. So we're looking at our Cancer placement. What house is Cancer in on your chart? You're looking at Capricorn. What house Capricorn is in on your chart? You're looking at your 4th house. What planets and signs are in your 4th house? We're looking at your 10th house. What planets and signs are in your 10th house? And then you're going to look again at your placements or where Mercury and Venus are. Now, if you happen to have no planets in your any of these houses, such as where you may have your 4th or 10th house, that's okay. That's okay. An empty house just means that there's still work to be done because then you start to look at the opposite. You start to look at the energy of that house, the opposite side. But then we're getting a little more technical, and I don't want this to be confusing for you tonight. So as usual, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my chart with you, giving you some insight to what's going on in my world. And then I'm going to pull the cards for each of the zodiac signs based on the sun being in Cancer energy and where that's going to be placed and transiting based on your specific sign. Now, of course, you can look at your sun, moon, and ascending sign because, again, for our Cancers and Capricorn, your sun, moon, and ascending signs, these are going to be amplified. You guys are going to feel this the most. Your sun, moon, and ascending, especially our ascending sign. So if you do have Cancer ascending or Capricorn ascending, this is big energy for you because there's a lot of transformations taking place for you. The experience that you're going to be having and the connection between the reset and the endings for our ascending Cancers and ascending Capricorns. Those are 1st house. So if you have either of those two in your 1st house placement, know that this is a big energy for you, especially with those 2 full moons happening in Capricorn at 1st degree and 29 degree, critical degrees. And like always, if you're not familiar how to Let me get my words together. If you do not know how to read your chart and you're not familiar with it, this is an opportunity for you to reach out to me so you can learn to read your chart. I will be setting up my next astrology course that will be probably coming in. If not in September, it will definitely be taking place in January. Rather than it being a 12-week course, I'm going to have it be an 8-week course. So if you are interested in signing up for the 8-week astrological and numerology course, you can let me know. I'll put you on the wait list. And I usually only take 6 people in the class because it is a personalized class and it is hands-on work. So if that's something you may want to do, I invite you to do that. Anyway, let me dive in and talk to you a little bit about my chart so I can stay on track, and then I'm going to get to those signs to give you some insight to what's showing up for you. So for me, as I said already, I have Cancer in my first house. That's my ascending sign. So it is my first house, and first house is represented by Aries. So it is about my I am statement. So who am I through this transition? What is going to reset and what is going to end between these 2 full moons that are coming through? Now, looking at that, I'm going to also go and look at my Capricorn energy. And interesting enough, I don't have any planets sitting in my Capricorn house. I do have Capricorn sitting between my 6th house and a little bit, no, actually, Capricorn is strictly all, I should say it this way, Capricorn I have in my 6th and my 7th house. And that you may find happens too is that you'll notice that a zodiac sign is sitting between 2 houses, so it's not just one. So what does it mean that I have Capricorn in my 6th house and a little bit in my 7th house? Let me explain that to you. 6th house is, again, is service. It's what I'm here to serve. It's how I'm serving myself. It's how I take care of my physical body. It is definitely about health, fitness, and wellness. Capricorn, again, as I mentioned, is the work, the soul's work, my achievements, my success, my fame, my money aspect. Now that 7th house in Capricorn is about going within the contracts I have, the contracts that I created with my marriage and also with my theoretically my closest friends. I like to consider those contracts my business contracts as well. Habits, beliefs, philosophies, and conditions that I have been programmed into that I have been doing a lot of recharging and releasing on them that no longer serves the way I do the work that I do. And if you've been following me since 2022 and even before then, you know that there's been a major shift in the dialogues that I'm sharing and how I'm teaching each and every one of you nowadays. So those of you who've actually taken my astrology course back in, I think it was 2022, you may want to retake my astrology course because it's very different than when I taught it the first time. Very different. Because my whole dialogue is different based on my philosophies, and that has a lot to do with my 7th house energy in Capricorn. So my 6th and 7th house sits in my Capricorn energy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my 4th house and my 10th house to see what's going on there. My 4th house, I have some stuff going on in my 4th house. I have Uranus, which is, again, the chaos, the midlife crisis, the I want to break the rules, so to speak, sitting in Libra. Now, again, we know that Libra is a cardinal sign, so it is about action. It's also about balance. It's about bringing more balance into my 4th house, which 4th house is home. 4th house is my work. 4th house is my body. So that's what's going on in my 4th house segment, in my Libra energy. Now, in addition to my 4th house, I also have Jupiter sitting there. However, it's sitting in Scorpio. So I also have 2 different signs sitting there with 2 planets. So there's a lot going on. So if you start connecting the dots and really writing this out as a storyline, even before I move into the 10th house, because my 10th house is loaded. Before I move into the 10th house, a storyline that I have going on that I can actually see this happening is that there's a massive change coming through regarding the work I do, how I do it, where I'm doing it at, and the clientele I do work with. Giving Uranus a sit in there, that is about the the chaos. That is about the midlife crisis. Jupiter's about the expansion, how I expanded my business by downsizing my business, because now I get to do my business remotely and I get to work with people all over the world, like with you. So that's just looking at the Cancer, the Capricorn, and the fourth house energy. Now I'm going to look at my 10th house energy. Interesting enough, when I look at my 10th house energy, we're now going to be looking at Aries. So remember, my ascending sign is associated with my first house, which is associated with Aries energy. And in my 10th house, I do have Mars sitting there. Mars is action. And I'm just looking at the degree, by the way, which is 28 degrees. And keep in mind that critical degree that the second full moon is taking place is in 29 degrees. So there's going to be a big factor happening in my Mars energy because of that 28 degrees. There's an ending taking place with my Mars in Aries. I also have Chiron sitting there as well, and that's at a very low end. Can't see what degrees it is. I think it's 4. It is. So 4 degrees, very similar to that 1 degree, that beginning, that first Capricorn full moon we got going on. So there's some reset going on there with my Chiron. And if you're not aware, Chiron is in Aries right now. So it's that I am statement. So there's a lot going on in my 10th house. And when you can put these pieces together, it tells a story. And this is exactly what I do when I work with clients like yourself. I help you be able to look at your chart and zoom in on what is actually going on and what will be going on. So just looking at those 4 placements, like I said, you're looking at your Cancer placement, your Capricorn placement, your 4th house, and your 10th house. That's all you're looking at. Because those are the 4 placements that's going to be amplified during the season of Cancer season with a splash of Capricorn in it. So if you do know your placements, you know what I'm going to ask you to do. Go ahead and put them in the comments. I would love to know if you happen to know what your placements are. What is your ascending sign? What is in your ascending sign? The house is the first house. Ascending sign right off the back is first house. So if you know what your ascending sign is, you know that's your first house energy. And your first house energy is your I am statement. So if you do have your ascending sign as Cancer, that's your first house. If you happen to have your moon in Cancer, that's a big energy because the moon rules Cancer energy. So you will definitely be feeling that. And of course, the sun, Cancer, that's what you're here to become. So I'm not going to go too in detail about this as I already have, because I do want to pull cards for all the zodiac signs, but I did definitely want you to be in the know to what's going to be coming up and what you may be feeling regarding this energy, because you're definitely going to be in your feelings. You're definitely going to be in your feelings. Again, this is the first time in 15 years that we do not have a Pluto Capricorn influencing our Cancer energy. That is big. That is extremely big. We do have Pluto in Aquarius, but it's not the same as Pluto being in Capricorn. And once Pluto does backspin back into Capricorn, we will be so far away from Cancer season that it won't have any influence. So from this moment on, every Cancer season from this moment on will not have the influence of Pluto being in Capricorn. This is the very first Cancer season that we get to experience not having that influence. I'm glad you're feeling really good, Anne. That's amazing. Amazing. So feeling in your feelings and paying attention to the experience you're having. Paying attention to where you have your Mercury energy, paying attention to where you have your Venus energy, because those are going to play a big role too in regards to whatever's going on through your experience at this time. So let me pull the cards out so I can stay on track, not get caught up. And again, when I pull the cards out, again, you can stay focused strictly on your ascending sign, or if you want to take this one step further and pull a look at your ascending, your sun, and your moon sign, you could do just that. So for example, my ascending, as you know, is Cancer. My sun is Pisces, and my moon is Aquarius. So if I wanted to be a daredevil and come back and revisit this video and look at the cards that show up for those 3 signs, I would do that and take notes. The most important part of this is the color of the card that shows up. So if for me, there's 3 different colors, those would be the 3 different chakras I would have to work on during this season so I can keep my energy flowing. Now you may end up having 3 cards, but maybe you'll have 2 of the same colors that show up. We'll only know in a few minutes. So let's get this going. So again, making note that this is based on when the sun enters Cancer. So the sun will be transiting a specific house. So starting with Aries, the sun will be transiting your 4th house. The sun will be transiting your 4th house, which is home. So your I am statement. How do you feel when you're home? Where is home for you? Is your blood-related family home? Is your work tribe your home? How do you feel in your body at home? So let's see, what do we need to know for our Aries? Our Aries card's in reverse, and it's interesting because the reverse card's about domestic harmony. So perhaps there may need to be some of the domestic harmony occurring in the home. That number 22 is reminding you that you are the master builder. You can build the harmony in your home. You have to be willing to do the work. That turquoise energy is very much associated with the throat chakra, very much associated with Mercury's energy. So the experience that you're going to be having and the conversations that you're going to be having. Keep in mind, cards in reverse. This card may be in reverse due to that Mercury square with Neptune right now, because it's really not about the conversations that you're having with one another right now. It could definitely be about your creative flow, your spiritual wisdom that shows up, your imagination, your dream state. That could be why the card's in reverse for right now. Give it a few days when Mercury moves away from that Neptune square and see how the conversations flow nicely when it comes to home. So that's our Aries card. Our Taurus. So the sun is transiting your 3rd house, which is, again, the experience. So whatever's your 3rd house, that's where the sun is going to be transiting for you. And the card for Taurus, self-love. And that makes a lot of sense, because when we talk about Taurus right now, we're talking about Mars with Uranus sitting in Taurus. And that opposition with Scorpio moon. So self-love is definitely something you may want to embark on, at least within the next 2.5 days. Loving on you. Ground yourself so you can embrace this energy of the chaos that shows up and the action you want to take and the transformation that occurs with how you feel about it based on the Scorpio energy. 7 3s, that 10. There's a new way of doing things, a new way of loving you. And remember, guys, that self-love is self-love. This is not about someone else loving you. This is about you loving you. As we move into our Gemini, the sun transiting the 2nd house. So Gemini, this is definitely knocking at your door regarding that Mercury energy in regards to the experience, because Mercury rules Gemini. And you still have Jupiter sitting in your sign as well. So there's this massive expansion that's coming through during the season as well. Whoops, there's the card for Gemini. Surrender. Surrender. Surrender whatever it is you need to surrender. No need to hold on to anything. Surrender. Upon surrendering, you will allow yourself to change, and that will allow your heart to open. When we think of home, when we think of Cancer, we do think of our heart center, bringing things back to balance. So what are you willing to change, and are you ready to surrender? Yes, that would definitely be you, Anne. And again, keep in mind, if you're a Gemini sun, moon, or ascending, this is your card. All right. We move into our Cancers. So again, Cancer season. Cancer season. So for all you Cancers, Sun, Moon, and Ascending, pay attention to the reset. Pay attention to the opportunities. Pay attention to the new ways of doing things. This is literally in your first house. This is your I am statement. This is who you are. This is that 1 degree full moon Capricorn energy for you. A reset. Somebody is changing the dial for a reset so you can have a whole new way of looking at things. No more judgment. Whatever you did, whatever so-called mistakes you made, let them go. You needed those mistakes. And we use the word mistakes because it's a judgmental term. Reality of it all, mistakes is just a lesson. That's all it is. And if you can remind yourself of that, there's no such thing as a mistake. Everything that happens, happens for a reason. And a perfect card for you Cancers. Rebirth. And that's exactly what you're going to be experiencing. With Venus and Gemini, Venus and Mercury sitting in your chart. Oh my goodness gracious. And the Sun. Oh, this is like juicy, juicy, delicious. And that pink energy is all about the joy that you're going to get to experience with Mercury and Venus. That love, that experience, that value, the just the joy of not having the influence of Pluto Capricorn. You get to feel your feels. You get to be in that forgiving space. You get to have those conversations. You get to possibly say sorry. You get to possibly say, I forgive you. You get to possibly say, you're forgiven. That 2-1 is that 3 energy. This is your experience. Take it all in. Now, keep in mind when we talk about this energy of Mercury and Venus. Did I just change my page? Yes, I did. When we talk about Mercury and Venus, Venus started its transit in Cancer today, and it will be there until July 11th. So you have that period of time, that window of time to embrace this. Mercury started today and will be there until July 2nd. So that's a shorter period of time. So really allow yourself to embrace this energy. And it's interesting because on July 2nd, as Mercury gets ready to transit into Leo, we will experience the Neptune's retrograde. So that should be an interesting energy. But meanwhile, for you Cancers, tap into the joy of this renewal that you're experiencing. Your birthday season. Love it. And I love that because I happen to, as you know, have a Cancer rising sign. We move into our Leo, so the Sun is transiting your 12th house. So this is really about those tying up the loose ends. This is about your dark work. This is about your shadow work. This is about letting things go. This is also about your dream state. This is about your psychic abilities. This is about allowing you to be in that space. And when we think about that Pluto in Aquarius right now, the opposition is the Leo energy. So it's very powerful. And do keep in mind that as we do move into Leo season, that Pluto in Aquarius is going to be very powerful for you Leos. So let's see. Anna's saying something before I pull my next card. Well, my cardiologist wants tests. He wants me to surrender. Yeah, that might be a good idea, Anne. And just to put it out there and not judging, this is an assessment for you to self-acceptance, is that if you were to give up cigarettes, the investment that you're putting towards cigarettes, just imagine you could put that towards your physical fitness. Just saying. All right, for our Leos. So for our Leos, Leos, what do they need to know? Leo. Clarity. So through this Pluto Aquarius energy, you may gain some clarity. Because again, Pluto is about transformation. Pluto is about destroying the decay. Anything that has expired, Pluto is going to help you destroy. It's in your opposition sign. So you may have some resistance there, but that resistance could very well lead into some clarity for you. So just think about this. And think about it here as well, that if you have Mercury or Venus in your 5th house energy, that's your clarity too. So pay attention to that as well if you do have your Leo energy sitting where Mercury and Venus are. So that's possible as well. True 9, that's that 11 energy, reminding you that you are the master healer, and also reminding you that that 29-degree full moon Capricorn that's coming in the end of Cancer season and moving into Leo season, there's your clarity. Start asking the questions so you can get the clarity you're looking for. You're going to get clarity, critical condition, critical degrees coming in. 1st and 29, those 2 full moons. Big energy there for Leos. We move into our Virgo energy. So when we talk about Virgo, the sun is transiting your 11th house. So that is about your community. It's about your collaborations. It's about your dream state. It's about your visions. And remember when we talk about that Pluto energy, transiting the 6th house, which is associated with Virgo. And you Virgos are about your routine, your service, your schedule. So being that it's 11th house energy that the sun is surfacing for you, this is your time to get out there. Connect with your friends. Connect with your family. Connect. Let's see what our Virgos need to know. Virgos, career change. Love that. And that could very well be something that's going to happen for you, where there will be a career change that comes through during this Cancer season. After all, that full moon on June 21st, where it's that 1 degree, a reset, something may be resetting regarding your career. Or you may have to wait a little while for that second full moon, July 21st, where it's 29 degrees and ending. This 7 is all about bringing more balance into your life with a career change. Love that for our Virgos. In fact, interesting story, guys, just to share a little personal note. My daughter happens to have a Sun Virgo energy, and she just started a brand new job today. So let's all give her applause and wish her luck. See how she's so perfectly aligned with this energy? She, too, has a Aquarius moon energy, and her Scorpio rising sign is being lit up as well. All right. Let's look at our Libra energy. So again, our Libras, big energy for you because again, the South Node is sitting in your sign. South Node is sitting in your sign, and that means there is big lessons coming through. Thank you, and big lessons coming through for you Libras. The sun is transiting your 10th house, so this is your work. This is your soul's work, what you're here to do. Hello there, Cheryl. I see you. What you're here to do, your soul's work for you Libras. And what you've accomplished up until now, and rewarding yourself for all your accomplishments, and getting ready for that reset. I love when Spirit just sort of walks in and says hello to me, which is why I just look that way. Which actually that way. All right. Whoops, there goes the card wanting to fly out. So our Libras, your card's in reverse. Interesting that this is in reverse. It's about being a leader, stepping in your leadership role. And since the sun is transiting your 10th house, this is about work. This is your soul's work. And that's that double 5. There's a change coming through. You must get grounded. Sit in your root chakra, stay focused on what it is you want to be a leader of, and this is definitely a transition that's coming into play with your career. So just like with Virgos, where that card career change came in, for you Libras, I get a sense that that's going to be happening for you as well, and to really pay attention to the second full moon at the 29-degree critical degree energy, because that's where you may start to see that change coming in, if not sooner. So pay attention to that. Ground your energy so you don't get anxious and nervous or worried, and know that the role that you will be taking on in the new career is a leadership role. You are meant to be a leader, you're meant to be a manager, meant to be a boss, something in that nature. All right, we move into our Scorpios. So for you Scorpios out there who do have your moon in Scorpio, woo, take a breath, because that's big energy. That's big energy. And keep in mind that this moon in Scorpio, double numbers are flowing in today. Yes. And that is so true. With all this energy we do have coming in, when you are seeing double numbers or triple numbers, that's angels confirming that you are on the right track and that there's definitely some massive transformations coming in. Remember this full moon, the double full moons that we got coming in, June 21st at 1 degree at the reset. The second full moon, July 21st, 29 degrees. Both of these full moons are in Capricorn. This is the first time we have two full moons in the same zodiac sign within 30 days. Can I get an amen? Because that is an amen. That is ideas, things about to change here, people. And this is the first time in 15 years where we're going to be experiencing this Cancer season without the influence of Pluto in Capricorn. So amen. So for our Scorpios, the sun is transiting your ninth house. So your dreams may be really powerful. You may very well be in that space where you're looking to learn something because ninth house is higher wisdom. This is a perfect time with that, considering we do have Cancer. We do have Mercury sitting in Cancer. So that is the experience. That's learning, that's teaching, that's writing, that's podcast, networking, radio, whatever it is, self-expression for you Scorpios. I would recommend that you wait until this moon in Scorpio sort of bypass, which is in another 2.5 days anyway, only so you don't have all this energy sitting between the oppositions of Uranus and Mars in Taurus, because Uranus and Mars are in opposition of that moon right now. So there's resistance. The chaos may show up, preventing you from taking your steps right now. But know that once this moon moves out of Scorpio, the sun is still going to be transiting your ninth house for higher wisdom, travel, dreams. So pay attention to your dreams. Keep pen and paper by your bedside so you can record your dreams. And if I have time at the end of this, I'm going to share something that happened to me last night, and get ready to laugh because it was really funny. Anyway, for our Scorpios, let's find out what they need to work with so they can be aligned to all that's coming in for them. And also keep in mind with Pluto, it's your ruling sign. Pluto is your ruling planet. So you're always going to feel that energy as it's in Aquarius right now. It helping you to be in your visions, be in your dreams, be in your imagination. And remember, even though, yes, we do have that Mercury squaring Neptune, which is allowing you to be in your dreams and your imagination, play into that. That's what you want to do right now. Once the moon moves out of Scorpio, then you can go and, if you want to take a course, if you want to do some writing, if you want to write a course, that's where you'll have your power. So give yourself 2.5 days and then you can be creative. Card for Scorpios. Your card's in reverse. It's about marriage. Now take a breath here, because you're probably sitting back and saying, oh, that's heavy. Marriage. When we talk about marriage, marriage comes in two folds here. First fold is what you're married to. Habits, beliefs, programmings, and philosophies. Perhaps at this point in time, with these two full moons sitting in Capricorn, within 30 days of each other, you may be able to release some of those philosophies that you're married to. Now, when we talk about the traditional marriage, if you are married in a marriage, this is a great time to sit and get to the root cause, the truth cause of whatever it is that may be causing the marriage to be a little slippery slope. Remember, the marriage is a contract. I was listening to something this morning on TikTok. I forget the woman's name. She's a minister. And she was speaking about marriage, and she was talking about how there are more Christians actually divorcing now than ever. And when it really comes down to a marriage, marriage is about working through what you got to work through. It's part of your journey. The person you're marrying, you're not marrying them because they're going to make you happy. That's not their job. Maybe if both parties in the marriage can just say, you know what, my job today is to bring more happiness into your life. And I do that too for my partner. Guess what? My higher power is going to bless me and bring more happiness into my life. So that's the marriage we're talking about. The crown energy, this is your higher wisdom. When we talk about the ninth house energy, this is about Sagittarius energy, higher wisdom. Go beyond the ego. That double eight energy, wow, balance and harmony. Back into the seven energy. So this is definitely that seven, the contracts that you have committed to. Cards in reverse for you, Scorpios. So do the work. Allow yourself to do the work. Give yourself permission to release the energies, the need to self-analyze and self-judge. And just be open, embrace the power of self-acceptance. And understand that your contracts are your contracts and your marriage is your marriage, part of the contract. Bring more balance where it needs to go. Love that for our Scorpios. We move into our Sagittarius. So the sun is transiting your 8th house. So when we think about 8th house energy, very much associated with Scorpio and Pluto in the 8th house. So we think about endings, we think about transformations, we think about the shadow work, stuff behind us. Our Chiron wounds, for that matter. It's also about inheritance. It's also about other people's monies. So for you Sagittarius, you got a lot going on to do some work, endings, new beginnings. When we think of Jupiter is your ruling sign, so that expansion that's coming through. Paying attention to where Mercury is on your chart as well. Bringing more balance and harmony into your house. And what is in your 8th house? Because that's where the sun is transiting for you. Your 8th house. Pay attention. All right. Old Soul. Love that card. So what this card is telling me, again, when we talk about 8th house energy, 8th house is about endings and new beginnings. So the old version of you has died off. That old version of you doesn't exist anymore. So you can embrace the fact that you don't have to analyze or self-judge anymore. Embrace it. And if you're still holding on to some of that old soul of yourself that doesn't really serve you, allow these 2 moons, full moons, to help you let it go. That yellow energy is allowing yourself to be in a space of self-worth, self-acceptance. 2-6, that's right in line with where the sun is sitting for you. 8th house. Do the work, people. Do the work. Love that for us as Sagittarius. We move into our Capricorn. So yes, you Capricorns, take a breath. I know that anytime I do my readings, I always tell the Capricorns to take a breath because the Capricorns have been feeling lots over the last 15 years because Pluto has been transiting your house. So whether you have Capricorn, your sun, moon, or ascending, maybe you have a Pluto Capricorn for that matters, this has been an intensive 15 years. You now get a break. You now get to feel more balance. You now get to feel your feels with this Cancer season because you no longer have that Pluto energy hanging over you, at least for now. Keep in mind that as of September 1st through November 15-ish, Pluto's going to backspin back into your sign to sweep up, vacuum up, and dig out whatever no longer serves. So between now through then, it's about balance. It's about harmony. It's about going within. Self-reflection. These 2 full moons are going to be literally in your home. Literally in your home. 1 degree in June, 29 degree in July. So a reset and an ending. Critical degrees for you Capricorns. Big stuff coming through. It's time to bring things into balance. If things are not in balance yet, this is your time to do the work. Let's see what cards you need to work with. I see I have 5 people here, well 4. So there's 2 other people who are watching. I just don't know where they're watching from. All right, for our Caps, what do they need? Here's what they need. Love that card for our Capricorns. New relationship. And that's so true because all this work that you've done in the last 15 years with Pluto, literally pulling things out that don't serve you. Here you have it. Here you have it, this Capricorn full moon, double full moons, a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you Capricorns get to have. Once in a lifetime. I can't remember the last time we had 2 full moons in the same sign in 30 days. Anytime we have that happening, that's a big phenomenon coming through. For you Capricorns, tap yourself on your shoulders for all your hard work, the discipline work. New relationship, the new relationship you have with yourself. That 2-8 is yes, that 10. The work that you came here to do. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Find a balance now. Find a balance between work and home. Find a balance between taking care of your body and home. Finding the balance between play and work. Find a balance. New relationship. And then that will create new relationships with other people as well, not just with self. All right, our Aquarians. So for your Aquarians, the sun is transiting your 6th house, which is about taking care of your body. This is about being in your body, servicing your body, organizing time so you can take care of your body. Health, fitness, and wellness, extremely important during the season. Keeping in mind you do have Pluto in your sign. Not just for the short period of time, but 20 years. That's big. That is big energy. Big energy. So let's see, what does our Aquarius needs to know so they can organize themselves better? And when we think about these double moons that we do have coming through, the first moon, we have the sun literally sitting in Cancer, the moon in Capricorn. The second moon, we'll have, let's see, we'll have the sun ending out of Cancer, moving into Leo, and the opposition sign is Aquarius. So that's quite interesting. And thereafter that full moon, on the second full moon, well, for both of them for that matter, the moon will move shortly into Aquarius. So let's see. Aquarius. And I like that because I have an Aquarian moon, so I'm paying attention to the 6th house energy, transformation. And that's exactly what's going to take place, a transformation. 1-8 is that 9 energy. This is about letting things go. Making space on your schedule to take care of you. Taking care of you. This is no longer about taking care of other people. This is the vision you hold for yourself. This is being about health, fitness, and wellness, especially for you women over 40. In fact, I posted something up earlier today for women between the age of 35 to 55. If you are experiencing menopausal symptoms and you are not strength training with progressive overload, this season is your time. This is where the transformation is going to start to take place. So please, please, please take care of yourself. That yellow energy is allowing you to feel so worthy to take care of yourself. It's not a selfish act anymore. It's mandatory. Love that for our Aquarius. Last but not least, our Pisces. So the sun is transiting your 5th house, which is about change. It's about freedom. It's about being courageous enough to step into your charisma so you can have more fun and be adventurous. Be more playful, tap into your creativity, and see what shows up. Keep in mind that you do have both Saturn and Neptune sitting in your sign, and both of them within a very short period of time are going to go retrograde. We have Saturn going retrograde on June 30th. Smack between those 2 full moons, by the way, people. And then July 2nd, we have Neptune going retrograde. So what is that going to mean for us Pisces? And I say it that way because my son's in Pisces. That's massive transformations occurring. A reset regarding your discipline, your structure, your foundation, your boundaries, that Neptune energy, your spiritual evolutions. So let's see what Pisces need to know based on this energy. And remembering Pisces is a water sign as well, so lots of emotions may be surfacing. Again, not just for our Pisces, but for everybody. Allow yourself to be in your feels. Feel your feelings. That's what this Cancer season is really about. You get to feel your feelings. This card showed up a little earlier. I believe it showed up. I forget who it showed up for. But it showed, I think it was for Cancer. And now it's showing up for our Pisces. A rebirth. And that's exactly what it is when we have both Saturn and Neptune beginning its retrograde cycle. It's a rebirth. Allow yourself to experience compassion, grace, peace, understanding, forgiveness. 21 is that 3 energy. That's the experience. Experience this. Experience it. That's right. Love that for our Pisces. So there you have it. All 12 zodiac signs. So like I said earlier, if you feel daring and you want to come back and rewatch this and take a look at your sun, moon, and ascending sign and pull those cards out and play with it. So for example, because I wrote down the colors this time. For me, I have again, Cancer ascending, Aquarius moon, Pisces and sun. So for me, I will be literally working with my high heart, which is pink, my yellow, which is solar plexus, and then my high heart. So I'll be working with 2 chakras based on the cards that showed up for me. 3 different cards, 2 chakras. And in theory, the Cancer card and the Pisces card were the same card. So that's really big because that means there's a massive rebirth for me coming through with Cancer as my ascending and Pisces as my sun. So that's really big energy. So that's what I would encourage you guys to do is come back, rewatch, pen and paper, write down your sun, moon, and ascending signs so you know which cards to play with, how to work on healing, tap into these chakras because, again, the key component here is so you can clear your chakras and be more aligned to this amazing energy that's coming through. Yes, there's always work to be done, and that's what this is about. We are here on this earth so we can evolve. I said I would share a funny story with you, and I'm going to, for those of you who are interested. With all this energy that we had coming in this morning, early this morning, and I'm going to just give you times for, just to give you some story to this. So we had Venus entering Gemini, Venus entering Cancer this morning at 2:20 a.m. And to follow that, the moon entering Scorpio at 2:38 a.m. So a very short time. And then at 5:07 a.m., we had Mercury entering Cancer. So 3 signs, 3 planets making a transition in a very short period of time. In addition, we had the square between Mercury and Neptune that took place at 3:41 a.m. And then we had the moon squaring Pluto at 5:54 a.m. And then we had our conjunction between Mercury and Venus, and that took place at 8:43 a.m. And that is only some of the aspects that took place this morning. There are more, but I only read some of them. And the reason why I share this is throughout these transitions, when things were shifting, I literally, at about 6:12 a.m., literally fell out of bed. Yes, I did. I fell right out of bed. I was wrapped up in my blankets. I wasn't under the blanket. I sort of throw the blanket over me where I'm laying on top of my comforter, and then I take the other half of it and throw it over me. And for whatever the reasons, and probably because the energy was so damn intense, I literally fell out of my bed. Didn't get hurt, which is a good thing, but I find it really funny. So again, I sit and ask, okay, so what is Spirit trying to tell me? Are they trying to move me out of the way of something? Was I in a space of where I was levitating? And in the process of landing, I sort of didn't land on my bed. Yes, I fell out of bed, Anne. Yes, that is so true. I fell out of bed. And yeah, oh no. And the first thing I said when I realized I was laying on the floor, once I bumped to the floor, was the F word. And then I got up, being very annoyed, because I realized that I literally took the blanket with me, so I had to make the bed to get back in the bed. So that was my morning at 6:12 a.m. And the only thing I can conclude from it, the clarity of it, is that there was so much energy going on throughout the night, early in the morning, that somewhere along the line, astrologically, spiritually, that I was elevating in my sleep. Yes, I'm glad I'm okay too. So there you have it. So I'm kind of curious if any of you had any interesting experiences at night. Maybe your dreams have been interesting, or maybe you too are falling out of bed. And keep in mind, I sleep in a queen size bed. So there's lots of room in my bed. Anyways, there you have it. But I'd like to thank all of you for spending your evening with me this Monday night with me. And again, Mondays are ruled by the moon's energy. And right now we have that Scorpio moon. Remember that currently we do have Mercury, Venus, the moon, Neptune, and Saturn. 5 planets sitting in water right now. All 3 of our water signs are being activated. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are being activated. So feel your feels. Embrace this Cancer season. I recommend that you do keep a journal. Every one of us keep a journal for this Cancer season to see what shows up, especially during the full moons that we have coming in Capricorn, those double Capricorn moons. This is a really phenomenal time that we are in right now. Get to experience these Capricorn energies. 1 degree and 29 degrees, critical degrees of resets and endings. And if you do want to look at your chart, if you can read your chart, understand your chart, take a look at your chart to see where you do have any placements on your chart that's in that 1 degree or 29 degrees. And it could be close. You can have something at maybe 2 degrees, 3 degrees, 4 degrees that's in that critical reset position, or anything where you're in between 25 to 29. That reset position, because that's where this is going to be amplified for you. If you have questions, comments, if you wish to book a reading with me, you want to learn more about your astrology chart, you want to understand your astrology chart, feel free, if you're watching through Facebook, to just message me. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can email healingwithin76@gmail.com. The same for those of you who might be watching this on X. Feel free to email healingwithin76@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you and getting you on my calendar. And if you mention that you heard about all of this through this particular live, this particular video on June 17th, you will get a nice special price for whatever service it is you take on. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Embrace this beautiful Cancer season with a splash of Capricorn. Have yourself a good night, everyone. Before I let this go, I'm glad I saw Cheryl's question before hanging this up. In regards to 1 or 2 degrees, when we have these double full moons that are coming in Capricorn energy, the first one taking place on June 21st or 22nd, depending on your time, it's at 1 degree. So anywhere on your chart, if you have any of your house placements, any planets in 1 degree or 2 degree or up to 5 degree, that energy is being amplified on that first full moon. If you have anything between 25 to 29 degrees, that energy is being amplified from the second full moon on July 21st. Both full moons are in Capricorn energy, so this is about work. This is about letting things go that no longer serve you. And a big part of that letting it go is the self-analyzing and self-judgment. You have a lot. Cheryl, if you'd like to connect with me, schedule a reading with me, feel free to let me know that, so you and I can dig into your chart and you can really discover what's going to be taking place for you through this energy. All right. I'm glad I was able to see that comment before I let this live go. Have a great night, everybody. Until next time, until we meet again. Bye-bye for now. Oh, I am looking at the comments on my YouTube channel before I hang up. Not really sure. Oh, I think it says, not really sure what the comments are saying. So there's not much I can respond to because I'm not really sure what the comments mean. My apologies. If you want to come back, maybe on my Facebook page, or you can feel free to email me what your comment means, then I'll be more than happy to respond to it. But I don't understand what the comments mean. You can email healingwithin76@gmail.com. Everybody have an amazing night. Till next time.